Remember, we want you to be an activist. And don't take our word for it. Look that shit up. Pulley.
Yeah, man.
That's hot shit right there, man.
So we gonna do?
We want you to be an activist. And don't take our word for it. Look that shit up. Pulley. News networks are not even getting clicks like that. So this shows like there's an opportunity for this, what we're doing here on this show.
Let's give a number of.
I don't think it's real,
No, I
bro.
was gonna say like.
I don't think it's real. I don't think because when you say the market, determines the price, and that's what they teach us in economics. But I think that's a lie. I think that's a lie. I think that these big companies go and sit down together. They have a Zoom meeting or whatever, and they crunch numbers and they decide on those fucking prices, bro. And it's not really like the natural market working. No, I don't think so. I don't believe in it no more. I used to believe that's true, but I don't think so.
People, people and their action is what moves the market. So, either way, whether you're saying it happened the way you did, like whether somebody's sitting at a boardroom or, whatever way you think it's happening. I mean, for you to say it's not real is to go and, you getting some kind of secret price that everybody else is not getting. You know what I'm saying? Like you actually still paying $2.50 a gallon while everybody else is paying $5. Like I'm not really understanding how you say that it's not real because
no.
I
don't think that there's
it is happening. It is.
I don't think that there's a person. I don't think that there's a person that's benefiting as far as like that. Like you have a loophole like that. No, I think that these people determine what the price is behind closed doors. It's not happening naturally. It's not a natural market. It's not a free market.
But what are they? Because see, regardless, there has to be a basis in order for them to be able to design any, like to say, okay, this is a number that we're going to use and run with. Is it just something they pulled out of their ass, or is it based on calculations?
Their calculations, whatever calculations they have, you know what I'm saying? We'd have to be in the boardroom with them to answer that question. It's whatever fucking agenda they have and whatever profit model they have, whatever fucking what do they call it? The mission statement they have, nigga. We need to know their mission statement.
Yeah, well, I mean,
answer that question.
Because I mean, I agree with you up to a certain extent because I mean, I guess the wording maybe I don't know. You mean something other than what you actually say because it's real. I mean, it's not like because now can they conflate pricing? Just because hey, you know what? We want them to believe this or want them, we just gonna rob them blind. Yeah, no, somebody can actually be doing that, but to say that this is not real in my eyes is to say that, I've been, when I go, it's some kind of, when I pass by the fuel, going past the fuel stop and I look up at the big sign and it's give one price. When I get there, that's what I'm saying. Like maybe you see a different price when you get there. Or
no, that's not what I mean at all. I understand it's real and it affects people. What I'm saying is the actual inflation, the actual, market reacting is not is artificial.
Well,
it's artificial.
Yeah, I mean, yes, to an extent, because I mean, honestly, our president wrote an executive order that really pushed the prices up. I mean, when you really look at it, that's what it boils down to.
Well,
Like, he
I
controls
don't.
prices. Like he
He
can
could do something.
subsidize fuel. He could subsidize the fuel if he really wanted to help the people out. Let's just say, just like they subsidize immigration. It's like, all right, look, you know, we're buying the fuel from somebody who's asking way too much, and we know it's gonna be too much for the people. We're gonna, you know, we're gonna sell it to you exactly for what we get it for, or something. You know what I'm saying? But either way, there is something that could be done about it, but they're not going to subsidize the people. They're going to subsidize corporations and make sure that the corporate, because I mean that's what it's built
Yeah,
around. It's a corporate entity
yeah,
that's looking for
yeah.
the
And looking
you
out for the
know
corporations.
the
And
the
so
growth
I
of
agree
other
with you
corporate.
that
Yeah.
Biden could do something, but I wouldn't put too much blame on him or too much, power in his lap. I really think a lot of this is out of his hands. He probably not even
Why not?
invited on that Zoom call. The Zoom call that determines that shit. That nigga not on that Zoom call. He not on that Zoom call. That's crazy
Well,
because see, people like to say, the president of the United States, most powerful man in the world, or whatever, one of the most powerful men
no,
in the
no,
world.
no, no,
I
no,
mean, you
no, no.
can't.
I
You
don't believe in
you can
that shit.
argue it.
But
You can argue it. You can argue it. But like I said, the I'm willing to. This is me speculating. Of course, I'm speculating, but
yeah,
I'm willing to bet that Biden ass ain't on that Zoom call, the one that determines what the fuck, the prices be on shit. He not in on that Zoom
well,
call.
no, no. Well, I mean, he's probably, and I believe I don't think he's actually in on the on that meeting, that call, or whatever it is. But somebody made a call to him and said, "This is what it's gonna be," and
Yeah,
yes, sir, boss. And
yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah.
he writes,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're gonna write the check. You're like, hey, yeah, can you write this check to such and such and such? But the pen already in my hand, man. Let me hurry up. He get all coherent and moving out fast. He be moving out slow in front of
yeah.
us. When them
You
people
want me
tell
to
him to do
you
something,
want me to write that?
he probably be doing
Like, you
backflips in
want me
his
to sign
office.
that with a gold or a platinum pen?
You want me to use my blood? Wait, I'm already bleeding. I'm using my blood, bro. I want to make
Yeah,
sure y'all know.
I don't use my quota. Yeah, I'm on my quota on my blood right now. I don't.
That's funny. Headline right here says 700 U.S. billionaires got 1.7 trillion richer during the 2 years of the pandemic. A new analysis finds that 704 billionaires in the U.S. now own more wealth than the bottom half of Americans, roughly 165 million people. And I think it was the biggest transfer of wealth ever.
Media accused of cheerleading for U.S. escalation in Ukraine.
The mainstream media is repeating the same mistakes it made 20 years ago in the lead up to the U.S. invasion of Iraq, argued one critic. I would say that sounds about right. That sounds exactly like what's happening.
What?
Let me read. What they say: history don't repeat, but it rhymes. Let me read this comments then, because it looks like they're breaking this down a bit. Let me read this. It says, so who is this? It says Common Dreams. I don't really know what that is. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, but that's who wrote this. It says, in the run-up to and during the Bush administration's catastrophic invasion of Iraq, corporate media outlets were accused of acting as stenographers for the White House, amplifying official justifications for the attack, which were lies, while stifling dissenting voices. That sounds very familiar right there. Today, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Well, no, I was just gonna say. I mean, you would think at some point people would start getting like seeing the rhythm of how they'll start to see the rhythm of the beat of the drum, because they're beating the same old beat that they, they've been doing over and over again. It's not like a new play, but since they keep getting over on the,
They keep getting
U.S.
away with
citizens
it.
and
So they just
whoever,
they run
yeah,
that
they
play
keep,
again. They say like it worked last time. Okay, they run that fofo. Fofo, let's run that fofo. Run the
yeah,
fofo.
70, 72, right? Like,
Break.
bro, I mean, at some point, yeah, I mean, at some point, you gotta realize, like something has got to click in your head. That's like, wait a minute, hold on. This is, yeah, exactly. Like it's just
It's the
running the
same play.
same old play, and then and if you keep falling for it, it's like, who fault really is it?
Let me read some more. It says, today, having apparently learned no lessons or the wrong ones from Iraq, reporters for corporate newspapers and cable TV programs are yet again facing criticism for their coverage of a war, this time one in which the White House has vowed not to involve U.S. troops. During briefings held at the White House over the past week, as Russia ramped up its assault on Ukraine, correspondents have incessantly pushed Press Secretary Jen Psaki on President Joe Biden's refusal to escalate U.S. involvement in the war even further, questioning the administration's refusal to impose a no-fly zone and send MiG-29 fighter jets to Ukraine. And I saw a fucking clip of some damn planes moving. I don't know what that was, and then we sent a bunch of $1 billion. Maybe we just giving them the planes. And then they talk about American fighters because they said something about a plane getting shot down. So like they could be doing this already covertly by flying the planes themselves. And then it's their own planes that they donated to them. Anyways, that's the mind fuck, I think. But let me keep reading. It says, by contrast, very few questions have centered on the diplomatic talks between Russia and Ukraine and what the U.S. is doing to facilitate the ongoing negotiations. Even with this additional aid that you're providing today, it seems there are still other options on the table, ABC News correspondent Mary Bruce said during a press briefing Wednesday as President Joe Biden authorized another $800 million worth of weaponry for Ukraine, including drones and anti-aircraft systems. So why hold back, Bruce asked. Why not use every tool at your disposal now to spare additional lives? When Psaki outlined the slew of measures the U.S. has taken in concert with Western allies to cripple Russia's economy and bolster Ukraine's defenses, and noted there are additional steps the administration could take in the future, Bruce was not assuaged. That's a weird fucking word, assuaged. But what are you waiting for, she asked. That line of questioning highlighted by The Intercept in one of two video compilations of recent press briefings encapsulated the approach much of the White House press corps has taken during the first 3 weeks of Russia's deadly assault on Ukraine. Dun, dun, dun. Somebody calling them out for their shit. Whoever this is got big donkey nuts. It's common dreams.
But I mean, I think at some point somebody with a voice really has to speak up if we're gonna do something about this, because I mean, if we keep acting like we're just dumb and don't realize what's going on and not asking the right questions to the right people, it's not gonna change anything. You know what I'm saying? So look, I'm happy for there being somebody close enough, because like, I ain't gonna lie, for the most part I usually feel like these are plants, like the people that they allow in there to ask questions, or I usually look at them as just picked out of the, it's like, all right, yeah, he's favorable, whatever, all right, y'all can come in, and then pretty much everybody else is ousted because they might help reveal something that they don't want to be revealed. But
it says, for 8 years,
go ahead.
The ethnic Russians in Donbass, eastern Ukraine, have been killed, massacred, and shot by the Ukrainian military and by the Nazi paramilitary organizations that go by the name of Sector Pravi and Azov Battalion. In 8 years, 20,000 people lost their lives for the attacks of such Nazi criminals. Just one question: where the Western media? So, like, this is still connected because it's like, and I'll be talking about the corporations and then the Russians, and then, like, they be talking about communists and all of this, and, like, Cold War or whatever. But the Russians have stopped the Nazis before, bro. They don't like Nazis, bro. They got a problem with Nazis. And
Well,
our media is not.
that's because they have a diabolical. Because it's so, you see, and I'm sympathetic to our people because as far as their ability to see, because our media, builds them up on a certain belief to where when we say stuff like this, they get so, like, it's like, wait a minute, where are you getting this information? They're ready to attack you because they've been led down such a deep tunnel of lies to where when you hear the truth, more of a truth about it, it's hard for them to accept. So I mean, I get it, because I mean the media, I mean the mainstream media, that's their job, is to steer you away from, what's actually going on, because, like, you just have to accept the fact that, most governments are not really doing clear cut business. They're not, like, doing fair business, and
Well,
that's
this is
what
a
you
this
know.
is like this is major war crime. This is major, like, in the future they're gonna call this a genocide. They're gonna call this a ethnic cleansing because that is what's happening. And it's crazy how, like, always recent history is always controversial. Like, they can't never call it for what it is until time goes by. But I'm gonna call it for what it is. It's an ethnic cleansing. It's a genocide, and it's been going on already for 8 years. Russia said enough is enough.
Yeah, I mean, and that's in his region, because I mean, like I said, this is like big story for even us right now. But, like, even over in Africa, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, shoot, you talking about human trafficking and stuff like that. Libya was, that's one of those things that it's, a lot of those people were turned into slaves after they got rid of Gaddafi. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that's how, of
Libya
course,
is a
when there's
mess to
wars
this
going
day.
on, there's always, yeah, it's still, yeah, it very much so. And these people who live very peaceful and bothered nobody is now being, harassed daily for the last few years. I say few years, but it's been almost a decade or more than a decade since all this has been going on, and they're still, disrupting the lives of those people. Shoot, I speak of them, Yemen, Palestine, like all these countries where there's a bunch of stuff that shouldn't happen. If it wasn't for, evil regimes, or, if you just unfair regimes that think that they should be able to control things, or when they see something going on too good, hey, we just need to go on and mess it up because they can't stand to see peace.
What's going on?
Hey, how y'all doing out there? How y'all feel? Remember, we want you to be an activist, and don't take my word for it. Look that shit up, please. Hey, how you feeling? How you feel
I'm
tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Yeah. It's been a bunch of crazy stuff in the news. You been seeing any crazy stuff in the
Oh
news?
my God, I've been seeing all of it. That's all I do is watch the news.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Pat sent me something just now, and I saw a piece of it earlier.
Who sent you something?
Pat, and I had saw something about that earlier, but I don't know. I guess I felt like it wasn't. I guess I felt like it wasn't newsworthy. But the more I think about it, um, man, this thing is making me do all this crap, bro. That sucks. I'm gonna type it in. Disney employees. I'm gonna just type it in. So yeah, so what did you see on the news? Anything that like what did you see? Did you hear about the Disney employees?
No, I ain't heard nothing about Disney employees. What's up?
It says Disney employees and former judge among 108 arrested in human trafficking sting.
What?
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
Oh man. Disney?
It's not really that surprising to me, really.
Oh no. Where the sources come from?
What's that?
What's the source?
I'm finna show it right now. I'm pulling it up as we speak.
Undercover sting in Polk County that put more than 100 people behind bars. Some of their charges include seeking a prostitute, offering to commit prostitution, and sending harmful materials to minors. Armalik Rankin joins us from the sheriff's office with the scope of this operation.
108 people were arrested last week as a part of a 6-day sting. Sheriff Grady Judd tells us it spanned multiple agencies across Central Florida. And some of those arrests included a former judge and current Disney employees. Operation March Sadness 2 put dozens of people behind bars.
We were able to arrest 4 predators in this operation. This is huge.
One of those arrests had help from Orange County. Xavier Jackson of Kissimmee was charged after the sheriff says he was sending sexual images to a detective he thought was a 14-year-old girl.
Did I mention that he just happens to be a lifeguard at the Polynesian Resort for Disney? You think there's a few children around there?
Walt Disney World Communications confirmed 3 of the sting operations arrests were of current Disney employees. They've been placed on unpaid leave. The majority of arrests were of men seeking prostitutes. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd was focused on one in particular because of his job.
Oh, can I show you the other picture?
Sorry, y'all.
Daniel Peters.
Damn it.
This is the Honorable Daniel Peters, who's a retired judge in Cook County, Illinois.
26 people were arrested for offering to commit prostitution. One person was arrested on human trafficking charges, Tiffany Nash from Orlando.
Because she has 61 previous criminal charges. 41 of them felonies and 20 as misdemeanors.
Upon Nash's arrest, a woman being trafficked was provided help and services from anti-trafficking organizations.
The Polk County Sheriff's Office works directly with anti-trafficking groups like Selah Freedom and One More Child. Counselors were there on the scene when arrests were made to provide services to victims. The nonprofit Selah Freedom works to fight sex trafficking right here in Florida. It says the most important thing you can do is if you see something, say something. You can call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 888-373-7888. Or if you know someone who needs help making it out of a situation, you can reach out to Selah Freedom's intake line at 888-8FREE-ME. Its website also has a lot of great resources.
Okay.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
Oh man, they kind of confused me a little bit because they said a couple of people who didn't work there no more. And then they came up with these 28 people. I'm like, y'all confusing me.
Yep. I heard some bullshit in there too. So, and that's the reason why
Yeah.
originally when I had heard about this story, I kind of was like, it's kind of like a non-story. I
Yeah.
didn't really want to cover it. So, but
Yeah. No, I ain't
because
seen nothing about that in the news. And I watch the news all day, every day.
really, so then that's good
Yeah.
that I covered it then if you haven't seen it, you know.
No, I watch the news every day, all day.
Yep. So well,
I
that's
watch
what
everything. Inside Edition, Extra, the 2,
well, that's
11, 13, 26,
well, this is
39.
this is alternative media right here. This is alternative journalism
Yeah,
right
but
here.
I watch the world news too.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, no, I think that's fake news.
oh, you mean you think it didn't happen at all?
I don't think it was to the extent of. I think it was somebody on the outside or whatever, and they got busted. But I don't think it had nothing to do with Disney.
What do you mean? Well, people working at Disney were
Yeah,
people
but how you gonna charge them now? Come on now. You gonna charge them for a fuck up?
well, if you were human trafficking, a Disney park would be a great place to, I don't know, recruit people, move people, manage people.
I just need some more info. I need a little bit more before I can go all into that. I need a little more.
Yeah, I'm just saying, to me, it's not surprising at all. And, the human trafficking thing is happening. And, you use a place like Disney as you can't necessarily blame Disney, but I'm sure that there were some people who were employees. That's what
In Polk County, more than 100 people, including 4 Disney employees, are facing charges after a massive sex sting. It's being called Operation March Sadness 2, a 6-day undercover investigation that focused on human trafficking, prostitution, and child predators. One of the men arrested is a lifeguard at a Disney resort who police say sent sexual and graphic images to an officer posing as a 14-year-old girl. 3 other Disney employees were arrested on prostitution charges and have been placed on leave.
I think you're right when you say it's not really a story. That part, I think you're right.
Sergey, I'm so deeply sorry for your unbearable loss.
Madame,
have you been able to see Tatiana and your children? Have you been able to bury them?
Да, я успел, я доехал. Я ехал.
Okay. Pull
In Polk County, more than 100
your
people,
tears
including
piece. It just went to that automatically. But that was a Ukrainian pull your tears piece right there. So, Mom, you heard the. What's up, Pat?
Whoa, what's up? What's up?
Hello, Pat.
Hey there, how are you this evening?
I'm doing good, sweetie.
Good.
So, Pat, you the one sent me the story. My mom said she think it's fake news.
What? Which one? The trafficking?
Yeah, that it was Disney employees involved in it.
No, it was 4 Disney employees that they captured. They were security guards, and because it's total 108 people that was arrested. So, out of the 108, it was 4 Disney employees.
Okay. Yeah.
And the the rest were just other people that lived in the area.
Well, the
Cause all
headline made it sound like it was all 108 of them were Disney employees. Like that's what
no
it
no
that's what it.
I know that's what, when I first saw it I thought
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
what they try to make it sound like, and that's what I don't agree
well
with.
well I think what well because if you really read because I when I look back it said that they were Disney you know because like wait a minute let me see can I pull it up real quick because it's
Yeah, so it's like I think that they do that all the time. They make a story more of a story than it is. You know, the prostitution is happening, and then they try to twist the prostitution into human trafficking. And I was watching a video about that, how like they're doing this thing where it's kind of like belittling. Well, it's kind of you know, consenting adults. If it's two consenting adults, that's not human trafficking. But they're trying to throw like two consenting adults doing a transaction into human trafficking. Although there is a blurry line there because who knows if that person is actually consenting. You know what I mean? Pimp named Slipback might slap the shit out of them if they don't do what they you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just joking, but what
well
I'm saying is you know, they're trying to blend it in together, and it's really hurting. It's hurting fixing the problem, basically. And they love to do that. They muddy the waters so that it makes it more difficult to actually address, because you have to address human trafficking
well,
and then you have to address prostitution kind of separately if you want to address legal. As far as, you know, two consenting adults, that's a different thing.
well listen the what I sent you it said Disney employee and judge among 108 arrested. So it
Yeah.
didn't say that all of them. That it was the Disney employees that was in that group of people that got arrested. So
Yeah, but that headline
I mean,
still
but
makes
either way,
it's still misleading because your head, your brain. Because I read that headline, but my brain still was like 108 Florida. I mean, 108 Disney
yeah, because
employees.
your brain is no, but see, but no, but that's the thing. That's just how quickly we read stuff. We're not really looking at what it said. You know, because I mean,
But they know.
I just went back and read it again.
But my point is, they know that. They know our psychology. They know how those headlines. They probably spent a long time on the headlines. I was watching a video just the other day, and I think it was on Jimmy Dore or whatever, and they was talking about it, and it was like, yeah, it's really the editors, like the head editor, who always writes the headlines.
Well,
It's
Yeah,
not
but
like,
sometimes you got to be your
well, I mean,
own damn
I mean,
editor.
but they do want to.
Sometimes you
Yeah,
got
but
to
I
be
mean, the
your
thing is,
own
I mean,
damn
they do want to
editor.
catch people's attention.
yeah, but if
You
you
do.
are on a
You always have to be your own editor.
But
But
if you are on a main, or if you're on a major channel, then no, you got an editor. If you're on a major paper, you got an editor. If you're on a major any fucking thing, you got a fucking editor. And only independent people don't have editors. Everybody else does.
like you, like us,
Yeah, we don't. I mean, we edit ourselves. You see, that's why we keep
you're the
getting in
editor.
trouble.
You're the
Yeah, I'm the
editor.
editor. Yeah, and I'm not doing a good job. We keep getting in trouble. I need to do a better job. Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah,
know, I mean, but no, I think you know, once we hit it big, you know, we'll be able to spend more time on it. We'll be able to give clear,
I need a staff.
concise,
I need
and
an assistant already, because like all the editing and shit that I do already, it's a fucking exhausting. It's taking a lot of my time, and it really, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it has hurt my school, my classes this semester.
Well, you
man,
need
say,
to
bro, I
work
got
on
something in the
that.
works, bro.
You need to work on that. School is first.
And I need to do more time, spend more time on my classes. But I've been really pushing this channel, and if y'all look, bro, like I'm up 100 subscribers in 28 days on the main page, bro. That's no small feat. I'm over 50K views.
That's good.
I got some stuff I'm working on, man.
Yeah, I need an
Like the
assistant.
honeymooners was, yeah. Well,
I need somebody to do
either
some
way,
editing.
but
Go
you
ahead.
know, like I don't know, for me that human trafficking stuff really is a big deal to me, because it's like, you know, there's a lot of this stuff that's going on that's behind the scenes that people don't really pay attention to, and you know, you don't realize like your neighbor can be
A
somebody
human
who's either
trafficker, yeah.
trafficking or that might get trafficked,
Right. They could be either
you
one.
know,
Yeah.
and people come up missing
All the
all the
time.
time, like especially in cities like Houston, Atlanta, and you know, it's a lot of times it's black girls, black women, you know what I'm saying, young black women, young girls,
Because it's always
you
the
know,
most
yeah, boys
marginalized.
too,
Whoever's the
but
most the most accessible, like the people
the
who are
most
the less
vulnerable,
the most vulnerable. That's you got me. That's the words I was looking for. And it's gonna always tend to be black, over more than others. You know.
you know.
Yeah.
But
So
you don't hear about that.
And
You
that's the
don't
thing,
hear about
and,
it.
but you see, you know, there's this stuff that's been going on for a long time because like about 2 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago, there was a big bust by a bunch of U.S. Marshals, of judges and lawyers, and of course just some regular people that got caught up, and they had connections to, you know, much higher politicians, you know, because I'm not even gonna call any names, because sometimes people get a little too sensitive when you talk about those people, but they had direct connections with some of these people in much higher offices, and you know, it's like they, you know, because all right, some of these people use them, you know, like will kidnap a person or a kid for their own pleasure, but if they can't just get rid of them easily, kill them or whatever, they sell them. And that's like a part of that whole trade, where these same kids, like just a couple of weeks ago, they found a black kid in China that was from like Detroit or something. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this is a worldwide thing that these people are end up you know, where like you wouldn't really suspect or assume that this stuff is really just happening on our nose this easily. But my question, because they said there's, you know, when they had that whole Pizzagate thing going on,
mm-hmm.
they said that there was no, you know, there was no connection. You know, okay, your fact checker says there's no connection, but who's paying for all of this? Like these, and then you come to find out, just like within a week or two ago, Ukraine is one of the biggest hubs for human trafficking. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on that we
Don't know
may
nothing
never,
about.
we may never truly understand, but you know, I'm happy that there's somebody, you know, some people going down, because I mean, Florida is at our back door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it's a worldwide thing, yeah, you know, this is something that's global. Catching a bunch of people in Florida, that's
Yeah.
good
So
for us. So we got,
yeah. But I think that's what I think it is. It's just one of those stories, just to kind of say, hey, we are doing something about it. Like, you know it's
I know,
happening or whatever, and
yeah,
we're working on it. You know, this is us working on it. But that's not enough.
yeah,
That's not nearly enough, and it's really a slap in the
no,
face. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, historically, this is one of the things I wanted to talk about. It's like the capitalism supporting like fascism and classism. You know what I'm saying? And genocides. You know what I'm saying? And then these Western nations are the ones that are upholding this shit. This related to the human trafficking. What the hell was slavery? Human
What was
trafficking.
slavery? What?
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's human trafficking.
Well, that
Slavery and
well
human
that
trafficking.
that ended up being a part of it. Yeah.
It's really the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because even today, if those people are being human trafficked, they are slaves, right? What
Yeah.
other
Well,
definition
that,
would you have for that? They're not getting paid for their work. They're doing work. That's another part of this. You know, I think
no.
that people don't see sex work as work. Like, I mean, I might be flipping it to like another subject, but I
No,
mean,
this is a good direction to go in. I think.
because I've been doing a lot of reading about that. The way people look at sex work and the way they look down on sex workers and you know, they act like it's not a job. You know what I'm saying? Just like any other job. You know, sex work is just like any other job, and that's why I think
Well,
that it should be legalized so that they can, you know, it can be regulated and it'll be safer for everyone. You think people are gonna stop doing this? They say it's the
oh
oldest
no.
profession.
No, I mean that's something that will always happen. I mean, you know, most of it probably will be some under the table thing, but I mean, there's, you know, places all over the world that, you know, that this is that, you know, is it truly accepted. You can go and, you know, to some place where it's probably kidnapped people that's there. They won't ever say anything because they're fearful of their lives and thinking that they're gonna make it home one day. But most likely, the majority of them won't, um, because I mean, you got to think from, you know, it starts out so lower level to where, you know, you're talking about sex and, you know, maybe even working in people's homes, cleaning them or this, that, and the other way in some other country. But overall, especially when it comes to black bodies, they want the melanin. So they will, or even, you know, if they're healthy enough, liver and your kidneys, and, you know, they get to the point where they're selling your, you know, the organ harvesting. So
This is all
it's
connected.
much bigger, a
It's all
bigger.
connected to, even like, because you said the hub, one of the hubs is Ukraine, and you gotta wonder, man. And you know, we know, like, if you go back to like the banana wars and stuff like that, we know that like the military backed up corporations time and time again. The like the U.S. military or NATO military, Western military, come to the aid of these private corporations time and time again. So you gotta wonder how much like the military, you know, as far as like you saying like the human trafficking in Ukraine, the war in Ukraine now, how much does human trafficking factor into the whole thing as far as like military action and all of that? Because there's a lot of money being made related to this. Because this is what I be saying over and over and over and over again. The most valuable commodity on the planet is humans. No matter which way you look at it, bro. As a citizen, as a, you know, as a worker, as a producer, like you talk about gold and you talk about oil. Humans are way more productive than that. And you know, that's one of the things. Like, it only takes a little bit of us. Like, we could just eat some crackers and we could produce all day. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think people don't understand that. So when you're moving valuable goods, right? And that's what you do when you're moving, you know, you're moving stuff from place to place. That's what you're doing, right? And that's commerce. That's capitalism. That's making money. Moving products from somewhere where you have a lot of the stuff to somewhere where the people want it or whatever. And so that's what you're doing, right? So drugs, guns, and people. And then you're going to also have gold, cash. You know what I'm saying? All the things that people are are valuable to people is what's going to be moved through these corridors. So there's going to be set up corridors
Livestock.
yeah, there's going to be set up corridors already in place for these goods to move. You know what I mean? If they're illegal, there's all these people that's involved, and there's so much money being made. You know that, you know, like it's set up in a way where nobody is going to get caught. Like, even though, like, kind of like, you know how, like, if you're the mafia, if you're like, oh, old day Chicago, right? Probably still to this day, if you're a big mobster, then you're going to become cool as hell with the mayor, right? You're going to be cool as fuck with the mayor. You're going to probably have him in his pocket. You're going to probably have him blackmailed, have a video of him or something. So what you can, you know that whatever you do, you not going to have no problems. It's all good, bro.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're always higher connections with the black market. You know, because whether, you know, somebody that is very powerful and you know, with drugs has somebody that they know that is you know, that they either try to put in place or they buy them out. They make sure that, hey, you know, we're still, you know, I know you're on the clean side or supposed to be on the clean side, but they still, you know, try to, you know, find a way to, you know, give them some kickbacks for letting them, you know, for letting them do, you know, smoothly do their business.
Yeah. Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, but yeah, no, because what I was gonna say earlier was that livestock is always the most valuable cargo. They spend the most money on it all the time to make sure it gets from one place to another, you know, still alive, you know. And I look at that as being kind of the same way with human trafficking, because
exactly,
you know, they're still feeding this person, they're still
and it's going to be more valuable.
It costs.
How much can you make off of a cow? Well, like, what's the maximum you can make off of a cow? Whatever number you have in your head, you could make that times a million off of a human.
Well, if you think about it, because I mean, of course, like we mentioned, like this, all the body parts are open game. You know, eyeballs, you know, like I said, all the liver, the kidneys, and all that. But when we talk about melanin actually, I think it's like $400 a gram.
Yeah, so I wonder about that, and I wonder about that all the time, because you know these people have to be powerful. That's my point. If you, let's say you are in charge, because you're gonna have to have a military. You're gonna be in charge of these corridors. You want to keep this commerce, and you have investors that, you know, you ensure that their product makes it from one place to another, right? So they only going to put faith in you because they know you can get the job done. So, you know, these are really, who's ever in charge of this is a very rich person and very powerful person. You know what I'm saying? With connections. You know what I mean? So that's it. And you moving products, people, all kind of shit. Let me.
Looks like we got us another hit.
EUX. I'm dyslexic. The King Chuck ENT DEUX. That's the backup page. Please check us out there. Help us out a lot. You know, like, share, and subscribe. And hope I don't get in trouble for playing that last video. I probably shouldn't have played that shit. I'm always testing the damn waters, bro. That shit gonna get me.
You are now
NT do. I think it's DUEX. I'm pretty sure it's that DUEX. King Chucky ENT DUEX. That's the backup page. That's where we're streaming live to tonight. And I need you guys to go subscribe to there so you can get the notifications that the live is coming on, because I don't know how long it's going to be before I do any live streams on the main page.